on this computer. Those things you're telling them actually won't fly. So one, do you know that in the next 30 years, cybersecurity will be one of the most high-paying jobs, not only in Nigeria, globally in the world? Simply because in Nigeria, Air Force is being powered by what? Growth in the financial space, with over 200 million people, and with over 50 to 60% of them financially included. Nigerian processes more than what? How much do they process annually? Have you checked? More than trillions money are processed, and all these payments are actually moving away from traditional payment into digital payment, sitting on digital assets being protected by cybersecurity experts. Hence, hands are needed every day to actually do what? Protect the expansion, then what? Guard the growth, and what? The emerging threat actors trying to actually rob what? People of their money within digital payment platform. Secondly, do you know that AI, cybersecurity, cloud computing, and artificial intelligence are all what? Brothers of the same family. And funny enough, the other three people are actually embedded in AI. Software development, artificial intelligence, cloud computing, you find them in what? AI. Lastly, as a young graduate coming coming into cybersecurity is a what? It's a guarantee, or it's a rubber stamp visa guarantee of your future if you start very young, because what? The industry is actually exploding, not just only exploding, it has a what? A high growth momentum, because it is being powered in what? By the financial sector in Nigeria. In other parts of developed world, you can't do anything without what? Identity. Everything, you can't do anything without security. Even when you come into the country and you are skilled, you have to wait 3 years because they have identity. There is real database, and those data are actually secured by what? Cybersecurity experts. Are you there, Dia?
Yes, okay.
Now, the next thing you now ask, if you don't mind, we're actually collating the list of those who are interested and want to start. The funny enough is that we actually have good payment structure that can help you actually hit the ground running in terms of payment. Now, imagine that you actually, this time next year, when some of your mates will actually be struggling to come out of NYC, you're already a trident cybersecurity expert with capabilities in penetration testing, SOC analysis, and forensics. Are you there?
Okay. What is the second word?
No, don't worry. You can actually penetration testing, SOC analyst, and Windows forensics. You can watch the video again, and you can watch it over and over. That's why I'm recording it. Now, for students who actually want to qualify themselves as the top 1% of the 1% within the cybersecurity tech space, not only in Nigeria and in the world, we encourage them to actually come in here. Now, with experience in training, not every student come up top of the class. Now, if you take, I'm trying to use the word they actually use, they call it in scientific analysis. Now, if we take your school as a yardstick, now, which particular student can you boldly say has this exceptional skills that have been certified, that has been actually within that as you are graduating? I'm not sure you count one or two. Now, if you go around the universities like that, I'm not sure you gather 20. Do you get it? So when we say top now, 20, and let's say 500,000 students graduate, or let's say 20,000 students graduate from the university every year. That's in computer science. How many of them has built their skill set to actually get to the stage where they can hit the ground running with this level of training? So what makes now it's very rare. That is why you need to strategically push yourself into that space where you actually do what? You are sure that you've leveled up to top 1% of the 1% in the world. So outside there are a lot of noise. People make a lot of noise, mostly in the adult age. They're not doing anything skill-wise, you understand? You see, it's less than 0.001. They just make noise and actually look for ways to cut corners to make money. But in the tech space, what brings money is value. How much value you can bring to the table. So if you are not actually actively engaging in adding value to yourself every day, you'll not be able to bring value. You always have an audience to talk. So you might be talking, you might be in the audience of some bunch of shenanigans. You might be in the audience of some bunch of idiots who are I call them the vampire generation. They have stopped producing. They are just looking for youth to deceive and actually use them to actually embezzle money. I call them the vampire generation. Mostly the ones at the echelon in most of these government agencies. Anything you tell them, they're looking for youth to deceive, to use them to actually gather money, they embezzle the money. So as an upcoming graduate, once you measure up to this place and start building, the sky is your limit. So you see, ability to paint this picture clearly to them will trigger an interest. So as a telesales marketer, you're not supposed to ask them, are you interested? You're supposed to trigger the interest, show them clearly what the picture looks like. Now, why Think Cyber? Do you know that Think Cyber give you access to 100 countries? Have you gone to LinkedIn to see what we've been doing, the projects we've been doing, and the competitions we'll be posting for people to see the capability? Two, you understand, we are currently the only company using simulator training to actually build capability. That is why we are different from the rest. Rated the best training in Israel, rated the best cyber simulator training in India, rated one of the top three, if not the best in Africa in terms of cyber simulator training. So the reasons comes there. Now, I will advise you to actually join a team of winning league and pre-qualify yourself as top 1% of the 1% of cybersecurity people in the world. Sorry, graduating every year so that by the time you're finishing next year, you're already ready for the market. When you're talking to anybody, when you're applying, the difference is clear that you're a professional. Now, as you can see, we build an LT community and we ensure that our cohorts in the pipeline still get information that pushes them into the industry. End of story. So you see that from the moment I started talking to up on now, up until now, I've been able to paint some clear pictures of what is happening, the reality. So most people are actually living in a world of where facts. Now, if you have been opportune to hang around those who are consistently churning out money within their tech space, within their space, maybe legal, maybe oil and gas. There are some things they don't run. They don't run after shadows. They know what is doable, what is workable, what brings results within their sector. Now, within tech space here, hands are needed. And I've just been able to tell you that this and this are what's powering the need of hands. Now, because hands are needed, there is a high mobility rate, meaning those who come in this year, after 3 years, they leave and transition to other places. Okay. Do you get it clearly? Good. So I was showing you somebody that was working with one vendor. He has moved to another company. He has made enough experience. He moves to another company. So when the operation is robust because threat actors, there's always threat every day. There's always incident. So you grow. It's a fast-paced growth. So if you are coming in now, let's say in the next 4 years, you should be right for the international market. You should know what you want to build and actually be ready to actually go for it. So you see, the earlier you start, so within the first 10 years of your life, you should be fully settled in a sector, either as a senior engineer or a manager. Then the next 10 years, you are growing into becoming a chief. So in case you don't know, 90% of students use the first 5 to 10 years of their life struggling to get into any sector. Now, the keys to the castle is technical capability. Exceptional technical capability. So finally, you tell them that at Think Cyber, excellence is not a standard. Sorry, it's not a requirement, it's a standard. So we start from the yardstick of excellence. So we grow now. When I talk about it, it looks like, in Nigeria, what did I do from you? This is your Gen Z generation. They say, what you ordered is not what you got. There's a picture, they say, I ordered for fried rice, chicken, and all those stuff. And what you got is maybe just one white rice and one small meat on it. No. From day one till the end, even when you leave, you understand, you know that you are getting more value for money paid. We're not actually, you understand? So from C-level, C-suite level people who are actually deploying our training up to what? C-level, C-suite level people who are coming into our training up to low-level people who are actually doing training. We actually ensure that everybody gets what? Where is this guy on LinkedIn? Sorry, just for a minute. I'm not seeing. So I would advise you avoid noise. In the market outside here, there's a lot of rats who actually, as you know, as you grow old, if you don't build the capability of growth aggressively in tech, once you start getting into late 30s, there's a lot that's stretching. Maybe you give birth to a child, you do this, you do that. So you see that your capability to read has gradually what has gradually reduced. I'm trying to look at the guy. So these are all the people now. In the presence of evidence, arguments disappear. You have millions of Nigeria who are jobless, doing nothing, waiting for somebody to pay them for doing amiable work. Yes, you sit on one phone and you hear things like, and you don't really need to work. You just come on phone. Once you have a mobile phone, you press this, you press. No, those things are rubbish. So that don't let anybody lie to you. Maybe multiple streams of income. As a man, you have to have a major stream of income, something that you grow old with, so that as you are going, as a graduate, as you go, you grow old and you grow into the sector. People know you for that. I'm trying to what that Fisayo. Is it Awo Fisayo? It's been a while I've looked up his profile. Awo Fisayo. I can't remember his name again. But I will share his link once. Now, he came into our training as a what? As a manager in Huawei. Now, even at that time, as a manager, he said we are getting more value for money paid. Now, more value for money paid. So at here, you feel value. You don't understand. I don't know if you've paid for a food and you are eating the food. The quality and the taste of the food, you know that yes, no money is lost. This particular meal is worth the while. Now, in terms of other products, because you look at what's that his name? This South African guy. He talks about the electrical event, the environment. You understand the other factors that actually affect the sale of a product. But here in Nigeria, because of the economy, we don't actually have those other factors like this particular training I'm getting. Apart from all the quality and all those stuff, what else? We give you international certification. You decide to actually relocate to UK. All those certification you get, Think Cyber has a name there in partnership with City and Guilds. You could tender your certificate and work. Now, finally, to let you know that irrespective of the country, now we don't like saying these things. It looks like an overhype. We've had somebody who was doing a master's in UK, cybersecurity, specimen one. She came back to us for a penetration test. And when she finished, when you talk to her, she's not ripe enough. At some point in time, we were talking to Good Talent. Good Talent was actually telling us that he interviewed over 50 graduates from one of the universities. Only 2 of them were able to pass the standard test. 53 MSc graduates. Now, we've had a case of somebody who finished from same MSc in cybersecurity. We're talking about cybersecurity now in Highland. Was it in Highland? Highland, yes. He only got the job when he came into our training. What's that to tell you? Now, the scarcity of manpower and the technical capability is everywhere. It's not just only in Nigeria. So as you're building skill sets, you're building for the future. So now let's wrap it up again. First, what are you telling them? The first thing you tell them is what makes things cyber true. Do you know that our cybersecurity we train for the next 30 years, and let them know what and what is actually doing what? Pushing the market. Now, secondly, I analyze the one of the space. Youth like what's trending. Youth like what's trending. I don't know whether this guy has shared this something with me, Martin. Let me try to look at the so that you can see what's trending leads to either a false motivation or a true motivation. However, what lasts in life is what? Discipline. What can last for a long time so that you have a sustainable base. Do you get it clearly? Sustainable base. Martin, I'm not sure it's MERT. There's this picture you normally paste that actually could speak a lot to channels. Okay, I want to look at his update, his post. These are channels. Where can I get this update? Okay. I should be able to search for it. So what that particular stuff is saying that motivation gets you started. However, discipline keeps you going. So the discipline to stay, okay, this is it. Okay. I say.
Yes.
So motivation is just a spark. You know, we are in the age of Android phone, and what other phone? iOS. People actually do all kinds of stuff. Android phone and iOS, they actually see all kinds of stuff online, and they actually jump into it. However, here everybody has cybersecurity, 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 cybersecurity. Very few people you could call and tell them, "Are you ready to work? Can you do this?" You don't need to take my word, hook, line, and sinker. You can actually do your own fact finding and actually find out what you are saying. So you understand? So let them know that with all the noise going on outside, there are very few companies. So when you're able to qualify the four families, AI, cybersecurity, software development, and cloud computing, they all are embedded in cybersecurity. Why? Because all your infrastructure, you put it in the cloud. Here, we develop tools. Now, artificial intelligence is come to stay. We're already using it in cybersecurity. Are you with me? Then the next thing the last thing you want to actually do is actually now move into why Think Cyber. Think Cyber, a global brand, 100 with footprint across 100 nations. Now, a certification actually gives you access to 100 countries. We are currently, with the use of simulator, we have actually differentiated ourselves from the rest. Are you getting it? Now,
Yes.
now understand that Think Cyber makes things different because we exist in an ecosystem format in Nigeria. That's lastly. Now, meaning that we interface with industry people. They even use our platform for training industry people. Do you get it now? The industry people are not pre-job. They are currently fighting the war of cybersecurity. Now, in collaboration with some of our partners like Cyber South Africa, they use our infrastructure to train their existing staff as upgrade training. So give them 1,000 reasons why they should change Think Cyber with facts and figures. I think that's all. Now, the closing part where you actually nail it in the head, what they call CTA, call to action. We're organizing a FaceTime section. So do you mind signing up so that we can call you and look at time we could have a one-on-one meeting with you and your parent, because we are collating names from now to the 15th of June, if you remember our timeline. So that's just all.
Signing up, like how if they ask how you sign up?
No, we have a link for signing up, which I will share with you. The one at Delicate University, so they can sign up. Then that's just it. So it doesn't go beyond that. So there must be a pain point you are addressing and something to actually trigger an interest. You understand? If they ask you the cost of the training, it's $1,500. But for the first 50 people, there's a discount of $250, and we have loans where they can spread payment over 5 to 6 months. That 1 year or 2 year EcoBank loan might not fly, because sell the one for Press PNG, because that's easily doable and that's implementable. The other one comes with a lot of. So now, now you can now lastly talk about return on investment. What are the return on investment? Tell them it's a lifelong, as you can see, sustainable success is actually not short-lived. You have to have a long-term plan. Unfortunately, somebody like me did not get to know that. That's why you see I'm barely on per top. But I can actually give you an analogy. Do you trade Forex?
No. At
Okay.
some point,
But if
I
you go
want
to
to
look
get
at Forex chart, you have the monthly wave, you have the weekly wave, you have the daily wave. Now, the monthly wave, let me just do a little analysis. That is how you should plan your life. Now, Forex chart. So people actually always get bothered by short-term feedback. You understand? Always monthly, weekly, and daily. Nobody actually, let me see if we have that. Let's look at Coinbase. I'm trying to look at. Okay. Okay, see, this is 1 year. This is a chart of 1 year. Let me see if I can bring up the chart. Or is this just price history? Let me see where we have the chart. No, I don't want this. I don't want this. Okay. This, oh, let's say 1 year. Are you seeing that the graph is a little bit different? June, June, June. Now, if you look at 1 month, 1 month, are you seeing it's a little bit different? Now, if you look at 1 week, I see that it's a little bit different. It's taking it on a weekly basis. Now, 1 day. The 1 day is currently going up. But however, in the 1 year is actually or what? Neutral. Are you seeing it? Now, 1 hour. So if you actually start from here, for you to actually, if you understand the plans that is taking your journey up, you are actually not, while you actually consistently try to score goals on a weekly and daily basis, you should have what? Your focus on, at the end of a long term, what have I achieved? Let me break it down. If you start now, the goal is to actually get into a job in the first 2 or 3 years, fully settled down in your life. Now, on a weekly, on a monthly basis, you actually have your plan written down. This you might not be able to tell people this on phone. Now, what are the steps? Acquire what? One skill that should be able to earn me so and so. Maybe you want to have a financial goal, financial goal, career goal, marital goal. You understand? Other goal, spiritual goal. Now, financial goal. I want to actually start earning at least 8 million or 9 million or 10 million in the first 3 years of graduating. What's the first step? Acquire one skill, get certified, and actually go into what a particular course that could get me this particular stuff. Two, identify what can take me there. Now, the next milestone is what? Get into the training. Once finish with a good training, then get a good job. Do you get it clearly? Now, all those hurdles comes with this. So now that financial target has been achieved. So in the daily activities of actually doing this, now there's pre, during, and post. Pre is you are only collecting information. During, you wake up and invest 3 hours of your time or 4 hours of your time in skilling up. You go back to what we call your cave of Hadula. Do you know what they call cave of Hadula?
No.
Cave of Adulam is where you go back to yourself, you come back to your inner self and build what? Exceptional capability, ready to actually showcase yourself to the world. You are in that stage now. The world is actually waiting for people to come up with new things. So fine tune your skills. So when you are coming out, while your mates are finishing NYC, you have a lot to actually showcase and package yourself to the world. Do you get it clearly? So in your conversations, you should be able to paint a clear picture. Now let's talk about the money. So how much they started with? 500, 600,000. So whatever you are investing in the first year, you've made back your money. Our training is one of. Our training is one of. There's no how would I put it? There's no extra charge of we don't maybe after training we start charging. No, we don't do that. Except maybe you want to set up a managed service job where we actually contract you out and you actually maybe 10% of your salary is paid. But we currently don't have that services running and ongoing. So are you there? So you understand? So when you have a plan, now they say life will never go according to plan if you yourself don't have a plan. So you get up every morning with the determination and focus to push the plan to the next level. So you know why I'm telling you all this? Because we've noticed that most of the people at your age don't even have a plan. They just expect life to actually go. I'm out of school, I'll soon get a job. Life does not give you what you want. It gives you what you actively engage and demand. Do you get it clearly? So in the pursuit of your goals, now have a long-term plan, hourly, daily, weekly, monthly, yearly. That was what I was trying to tell them at the session. Unfortunately, getting attention of Gen Z people are actually very hard. They actually prefer staying on social media, TikTok, and the rest of them, listening to what makes them laugh, you understand? Not knowing that those posting those stuff are actually making money by their what? By their views. So if you're not making money, you are going out of the market. So as a company, if you're not selling a product every day, you soon be out of the market. So I think with that, you've been able to paint a what? So 500 as you grow, it's increased. I've actually done an analysis of how the payment, how you start earning. So you see that the right time to start is now. The industry is not waiting; it keeps exploding every day. I'll stop here. I have a class for 10.
Okay.
So do you have any questions? So over before the next, once I stop now, once this, I will share the video link with you. So you can watch this over. You don't need to be in a hurry. Watch it. Now write down your script, share it with me. Then I will edit it, then give it back to you. Watch this particular video over and over again. Come up with your script. Then share it with me before the end of the day, and I'll give to them. Tomorrow you can start calling them. Sorry,
Okay.
do you have any question?
Oh, no.
But still yet, I've not seen your face. Is there a reason why you don't turn on your camera?
Oh, sorry, I'll actually.
Okay, are you a Muslim? But I don't like. Are you are wearing hijab or something? Is that hijab or your hair? I'm not hearing your voice.
I'm sorry. Yeah, that is half, but like I don't really look so good right now. That's why I don't turn on my
Okay,
camera.
I'm not really crazy about telemarketing. It's actually not um it's not physical sales. What they want to actually feel is the energy in your voice, your ability to actually hook their attention with your first pitch. Like I said, the first pitch is what? Do you know that as a young graduate, one of what the sectors to come in is a sector trending for the next 30 years? Because over time, you understand, so and so financial sector is powering it. And those who are actually in the sector have been able to build capability over the years. So do you get it clearly? So you need to hook the person's attention from the first conversation. All right, we'll stop here. I'll share the video with you. Then you look at it. So sales actually you don't wishful think number. That is why I asked you, how many do you have in your department? They're not more than 20. So if they're not more than 20, it tells you that you need to come out and actually so what we sell here, what makes us different is what quality. Now, making those quality, make it now being in that state of quality. Now, even quality has calibration. Now, when you come into calibrating quality, there's quality level 1, quality level 2, quality level 3, up until quality level 100. Now, staying with that particular stage of quality and maintaining that level as a discipline. Do you get it clearly? I'll use the analogy of Bishop Oyedepo. He said, those who listen to him, they are like sheep. Now, the quality of the preaching he actually gives is what he puts them in what? In a grass filled with green, and there's water by the side. So once they just come in, they graze the grass and they drink water. They are very satisfied. They just sleep off. Now, if the quality of your technology is high, the quality of your content is actually what? Outstanding. The guys accessing the quality will not have any complaint. They will easily and fastly access what they want to achieve, which is a good job. You understand? So in terms of the quality, our international team actually ensures that the quality of information that you access every year is top-notch and is global. So those who want to read, and you understand, I want to achieve on, once they start accessing those information with the support we give here in Nigeria, I don't think they should have a problem accessing very good mouth-watering jobs. Good. Having said that, so let's take a pause here. So go through this video one more time. Then you can get back to me with your script. So after then, we can actually, I will edit and actually send back to you. So have a great week ahead.
Okay.